saying is, look at this statement here. Forcing equal numbers in fights is not the solution. I don't know about that. I think most people in life and in most aspects of gaming, MMOs, PvP, whatever, would opt that there's nothing more equal than an equal fight. There's nothing more opportunistic than an equal fight for both people. Like, I get that. It seems to me like someone in chat said, "Get good, scrub." I'm going to be more professional about it. I'm going to say maybe. Oh, freak! I don't even know the right words. I guess I'll take scrub out of it. Get good. Like, if you're in an equal scenario against your opponent, there should be no complaints. Like, I don't understand what are you wanting here? If you feel a guild is too good, you want to like double their numbers. You want to do a 400 versus 200 because they sat in a Discord chat and actually practiced their tactics, actually came up with a good group comp. I don't understand. Like, what are you wanting here? This mindset is horrible for gaming. I'm not even going to talk about asset creation. I'm not going to talk about MMOs. I'm not going to talk about PvP. This is just a bad mindset to have for gaming. It's a bad aspect to have for life. It's just a bad take. I do like his proposal here for non-instant sieges and his reasoning. This is the only place where I agree with his take is for sieges. If you can rally more people to your cause to bring them to that siege and then outnumber the guild that way, hey, I'm all for it. But it almost seemed he kind of went wild with it. He kind of went wild with it. Else, let's get your stance on this before we catch up with the Voices of Verra.
Yeah, so you can see why I wanted to post it, because I think it's a good discussion. Let's just talk about the polar extremes. Like, we don't have to I'm not going to insult this person. I'm just going to tell you my opinion that I've seen happen. When we've had a situation in other MMOs that I've played where the alternative is more and more players that take advantage of more and more players. And so then what happens is, especially at this point in time on the Elder Scrolls Online, there's 3 factions. When one faction's dominating, people on the other 2 factions would hop over onto the dominating faction and they would steamroll with them. And then when another faction hopped on, everybody would bandwagon hop and steamroll with them. And so what happens is in a PvP game, all of a sudden you're not getting PvP. That's the polar extreme of what happens in these situations where there's too large of groups. Now, I don't disagree at all. Like, I don't disagree with the opinion that large groups should be a thing. They absolutely should. If you're good, if you're working together with a large group of people and you're coordinating large groups of people to work towards advancing your node and you're working together, that's part of your strength to work together in a large group. Should that be the only answer in a PvP situation where you want to have the game last a while? Absolutely not. So I completely disagree with the idea that node sieges should go to the largest populated group. Absolutely not. Like, there's plenty of times in this game where you have a better influence with larger amounts of players. If you declare war on a specific guild in that other node, you outnumber them. And so in that guild war, you'll be able to take advantage in that specific situations. The kill on site orders in other areas, you'll be able to take care of that. You'll be better equipped to generate lots and lots of resources for your specific node. Your node will make more money. You already have all of this other output that exists by having more people. And so having that output apply to literally every single interaction doesn't make much sense to me. Like, and when we look at the node v node interactions, they're talking about it's 500 v 500, right? Nice. The last we heard, they're trying to
250 v 250. I think 500 was like the super optimistic goal.
Oh, okay.
It might be somewhere around there. Chat, you let us know. Actually, Nera says if the siege limit is 500 versus 500, so it might be. I know that was their long-term plans, but I think currently it got changed. Am I remembering that wrong, chat? Like, they were gonna sell it for 250. But yeah, go ahead.
So let's just briefly crunch some numbers. We have 100 nodes, 10,000 players on the server. That's roughly 100 players per node. So already, if you want to max out your node defense, you're gonna have to pull in more people. Like, and some nodes will get bigger over time. You're going to have more players in nodes, like obviously, but we're talking average. On average for nodes, you'll have somewhere around 100 people. If they get to a 500 v 500 situation, you're going to have to pull in a lot of people. You're going to have to be working with groups. And so it then becomes one of those situations to where if you're having this big of a war, how many people are you really trying to pull to try and overthrow in these situations? That's what doesn't make sense to me. And so I think for a competitive, if you want fun PvP that is refreshing and you have combat in these sorts of situations, you need to have the ability for small groups to take out groups larger than themselves. I'm not saying take out 100-man groups with 4 or anything like that. You need to have the capability for small groups to take out larger groups. You also need to have large groups have the capabilities of their full functioning guild of output with resources, damage, and all these other things. And they do, in my opinion, in this game, just not in node sieges.
Yeah. Yeah, fair take. And yeah, chat confirmed 250 versus 250.
Yeah.
Nera says that whole adage about quantity being a quality of its own is true. The issue is the limits the game places on the number of people. But if either side can't field the max number of allowed people, oh well, too bad for you. Yeah.
And that's where that's going off what Nera said. That's going to be the problem that small, coordinated, cocky asshole groups are going to face in these situations. So let's say, you have a guild of 100 players and you guys are badasses, right? Well, if it is going to be 250 v 250 wars and you've literally alienated everybody else from your area because you're the cocky asshole PvP group, you're going to constantly be fighting 100 v 250 every time you're node sieged because nobody's going to want to work for you. And so this is already kind of built in these situations. Like you already need people from outside nodes for a lot of node sieges to get the maximum value.
Yes. The hidden dagger in says they want everything on a level playing field. Newsflash, life isn't fair. Yeah, well said. Like you can't expect if someone's better than you, they're just better than you.
Yeah.
Ecliptian says get good is not fair because other people will always have more time to play than you. If players steamroll you with a skill gap, it will discourage you from continuing to play and will be bad for the ecosystem. Because people will always have more time to play you. I don't know about that. So if you find that a lot of players are better than you, and especially after you've reached your skill cap, like that's the best you can do, you can't keep up, or maybe you're older, or you're just not, you're not getting into the combat, you're just not performing as well as your counterparts. I think the solution there would be like what that guy is suggesting is to try to group up. Is it a skill gap or a build gap? Well, that this guy is better than you, so you're going to need you and 3 other friends or 2 other friends to take out this guy. This guild is better than you. This 8-man group is better than your 8-man group. So it sounds like you probably need to get 14, and that's fine. I think the issue with get good comes in if you're asking for a 400 v 200 to be the norm and be fine and call that fair. I don't think players should be punished for getting good at a game. That I can't really agree with per se.
I also and I don't know exactly what was written. I'm not reading your chat right now. Nice. I also don't buy into the notion that hours played necessarily means skill level increased. Like this. Yes. The more you play, the more you are going to get better. But people can allocate their time and become better individually in less time than other players. There's a reason some players are just more gifted. There's a reason some players are just better. And this isn't about age. This isn't about time played or anything like that. Some people just pick stuff up. They pick stuff up and they play it at a higher level. And there's nothing saying that you can improve and become better, especially in a type of game like this. And so the thought that, okay, this guy's playing how many times? Okay, I'm sorry. This is a conversation I've had so many times over the years, and I just keep seeing it repeated, and I don't think there's any basis for it. Nice. How many times have we run across guild leaders in ESO that have that they literally play like 12 hours a day? They have 5-star on all their characters. They play all day, every day.
You know them by name.
Yeah, you know them by name. You see them every day. They're working in big groups. They dominate the map because they're working in big groups. Does that mean that they're any good at the game? No, of course not, because literally what they're doing is they're running 20v5 steamrolling everybody, and they never put themselves in a situation to get better. And so they're doing the bare minimum to get better. And yes, they're playing hours and hours and hours. They might have better gear, but they don't know how to use that gear. You can allocate your time better to fight those types of players. Does that mean everybody in here is going to be the top 1% of PvPers? No, absolutely not. They're the top 1% for a reason. They combine learning the game with hours played. But you could be better than 70% of the population just by knowing what to get better at.
Very great point you made there, especially when you said they never put themselves in a situation to make themselves get better where they had to get better. If you're rolling, like you said, if you're rolling 20v4, you're not going to get better. That group is going to always stay better. You're going to get them this time because it's 20 of you.
Yeah.
But whenever there's even a 8v4 situation, they're probably going to kick your ass because you keep playing 20 deep. I'm not saying everyone now, and I don't want no one messing up my message here. I'm not saying everyone needs to go 1vx. You need to try 2v10 or else you'll never get good. You need to win outnumbered PvP. I'm not even saying that. I'm just saying, can you try 5v4 and be the 5? Can you try 5v3? But if you're running 20v4 hiding in the group, you're not going to get better. And you're going to keep complaining that the other guys are better. Yep. And Ecclesian has a lot of comments here I'll get to. Ecclesian says, let the dads play their 4 hours a week and still make meaningful contributions. I agree. Everyone, no matter time played, I think will have a contribution to their node, a contribution in Verra.
Yeah, Nice and I are both dads. Okay.
Yes.
So we've both had sex at least one time. We're dads. So yeah, whoa. Okay. Okay. You don't need to rub it in my face. All right. Okay. But the point is these people are like, oh, I don't have many hours to play. Who do you think you're talking to? Like we're all kind of in the same situation. So I mean, I just don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't buy it.
Click oh no, don't say sorry for blowing up chat. That is the whole thing. I love everything you're saying, and even when we don't disagree, we love this. Like it's a good talking point, and it lets us come to a middle ground. So no, keep typing. This is called the Voices of Verra for a reason, you know. So don't apologize, and we're not like grossly toxic around here. Like, oh, I disagree with you. You're attack him, chat. No. I think this presents a very good talking point, topic of discussion. To bridge that gap between casual, skill level, and everything like that. So yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna skip a couple here. Time casual versus approach casual, talent and all that. I'm not saying the field should be equal between good and bad players. Of course, there should be skill expression. Yes. See, agreed for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, that was my own tangent, guys. I'm not taking it. Yeah, it's that one little aspect.
Nura says they are good at organizing, good at combat. It's also skill set. Yeah. Hellstalker says, I don't think that's the way he was taking it. I believe he is going the route that people should be able to outnumber others organically without the game putting caps on people. Not that the game should force 250 v 100, but that it should be open. Yes. Yeah, I completely agree with that Hellstalker. I wouldn't be so against it and that's why I said what I said. It's not such a horrible take. If he can, you should be rewarded that you're able to rally a lot of people to your masses. But if the game itself says, hey, the cap is 250, you got to find a way to win that 250 versus 250.
Yep.
That's just my opinion on it, but I totally get that. And here's the thing though. It's not going to happen with node sieges, but that tactic, that mindset, that strategy, that using your political influence to rally more people to your cause, whether you just have that influence or whether you're paying them gold, you should be able to do that, and you will be able to do that. When it comes to dungeons, locking down certain parts of the map, or winning mayor and stuff like that, all that stuff will be applicable. It just won't be applicable in node sieges, where each side should have equal playing field, in my opinion. But I think, locking down a world boss, all that other stuff, caravan runs, your influence will matter. So I think there's still a place for that mindset, still a place for that play style.
Yeah. So to completely go into that same discussion. And I mentioned it briefly. We'll go into a little bit more detail since people still want to talk about it. Great discussion, by the way, guys. But yeah, exactly what you're talking about with caravans. Nice. If you have a larger group, if you have a larger group than the other node that is a bunch of PvPers, that means you can influence more of their caravans. Like you have more people to throw out their caravans. In a node situation, no, you do not have that. It's going to be equal footing, 250 v 250, whatever. But everywhere else, output for your node, you're going to generate more gold. You're going to generate more resources. You're going to have more people coming in to do trade with your area because you have more things. How often do you go to a guild trader nice and you keep going to the same one because you know if you shop to like 5 or 6, you're going to get a better deal, but you're going to get everything at one. And you just keep going to that one first because you know you just want something. That's what these big nodes are going to be. These super nodes are going to be the hub of all these different things that are of all the organic trade that's going to happen in the space. And so because of that, you're going to have more people there. Naturally, they're not going to want their gold interrupted. You're going to have more people. And you can also do things like it's not just node sieges. You can have guild PvP wars. And so if this one guild is a dick, like let's say it's nice in my guild and like we're being assholes to you guys, you can have one guild declare war on us and we have to go through that entire thing, and then when it ends you have another guild declare war on us, and we're constantly at war with guilds, and you guys are just recycling and refreshing over and over and over again. And we're dealing with gear degradation, we're dealing with constantly having to repair our siege keeps because we don't have as many people to output to defend our things, and so we're spending all these resources to try and stay alive while you guys are just fucking steamrolling. That's what these large groups are going to do. And so it already exists. I just don't see the point of exacerbating it and making it worse or making it more powerful. Like it should be the way it is. Like you have that influence. It just shouldn't go to everything.
Cool comment. Another comment here from a Cleveland. He says, I posted earlier about how I speculate Sears guilds will have IRL marketing campaigns to encourage casuals because of the major benefits to having casuals in your node. I bet guild funded advertising will be just as important as official intrepid campaigns for game longevity. Great tangent there. I do think that. I think there will be, we've always talked about, I think there's going to be node specific Discord, server specific Discords, and of course you got your guild Discords. I could see huge, like people putting money into recruitment, people putting money into their guild to like pay members. Like, hey, show up for your guild meetings. If we defend this node siege, like, dude, this is like, especially if you talk like a young kid or someone that doesn't have a full-time job or a family, or, maybe they just have a lot of free time. They're the mayor of a node, right? And this means a lot to them. They want to stay mayor. They love this. They love the game. They're going hardcore, right? They're doing this full time. Or maybe it's a content creator that's doing it full time, right?
Yep.
They will probably say, hey, pull up to this node. I remember in New World, like someone hit me up and was like, hey, come help us defend. I saw your video. Pull up to this this node war, not node war, what would they call it? This war. And if we win, everybody gets X amount of gold. If we lose, you still get this much gold. And
sure,
I can see that happening. Like, hey, come help us defend this node, or come join our guild. We will pay you. We will PayPal you $10 if we win this node. People put in like upwards of $100 per node siege, which I think they can occur like what, once a month, chat. Maybe they have some funds dedicated, like, hey, if we get sieged, everybody pull up. Or maybe they do it, less complicated, like, hey, they reach out to the guild leader of another guild, like, hey, can your guild come help us out over here at this node? We'll cash app the guild leader $80. What they do with that money, whether they spread it amongst the members, they get merch, they RMT with it. I don't know. I'm not here to speculate or encourage any of this stuff. I'm not encouraging RMT, but I'm just saying this is what these big guilds will be willing to do. This is what that hardcore mayor will be willing to do. But like, you guys think I'm playing? These large guilds take these games seriously. And matter of fact, I would even argue that some of the stuff that I mentioned is probably considered small to them.
Yeah.
And if it's not IRL money, it'll probably just be in-game stuff like, hey, we'll throw you X amount of gold. We'll sell you this freehold at a lower price. We'll do this, we'll do that, little stuff like that. But yeah.
Yeah, I fully expect mercenaries to be a thing. I do hope Intrepid makes sure it stays in game and it's only resources used in game. But yeah, people are going to try. Just to say that they're not would be silly. So yeah, it's absolutely like it's going to be competitive. And is every aspect of Ashes of Creation going to be competitive? No, absolutely not. But for at the highest end, at the highest level node wars, it is going to be cutthroat and very, very sweaty. And to want to try and gain an advantage outside of learning, I'm sorry, but like at some point it's a learn to play issue. Like you're if you want to be as good as another 250 man group, you're gonna have to work as hard as they do or better to be as good as another 250 man group.
Yes, he said node funded mercenaries. Yes. Viral says, "Oh yeah, I button casuals are 100% needed, but I also think there will be plenty for casuals." Yeah, yeah. There's going to be something for everyone. Is what I like about this game. Even if you like hardcore hate everything about the game, you just want to do your economy, your trading, maybe your caravan runs. Like, there's going to be something for everybody, and maybe you get to a point where you just literally are a business. You're just there to make gold, buy cosmetics, do whatever. You hire some people to run your caravan across here, or you hire some guards to help you escort the caravan, and you kind of avoid all aspects of PvP. You just want to make sure your freehold's taken care of. You probably pull up to the node ward because you have a investment in that because your freehold is tied to that node or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, there's going to be something for people of all levels of skill. I honestly believe that all levels of skill,
Yep.
all types of play styles, I really think that everyone will have their voice, their place in Verra.
I agree.
And a lot of that, remember, chat, a lot of that is mentality and perspective. You don't like PvP, stay away from the PvP, hopefully, or roll a little bit deeper, be safer. I think there's going to be a lot of I don't think you even have to do mental gymnastics. I think you just need to adjust your perspective, understand what you're signing up for, and lastly, have fun, and be open-minded.
Yep, I agree. I've thought about doing a video talking about this nice, but because it's a sandbox game, like guys, we're gonna have our up days, we're gonna have our down days. Our guilds are gonna win, they're gonna lose. Our groups are gonna win and lose. Like it's not linear. We're not gonna get better and win every single day. This isn't a theme park MMO. Like this is going to be sandbox where other players are gonna have an influence on your nodes. You're gonna have an influence on your caravans. Things are gonna happen. You're gonna lose some stuff sometimes. But the only time you don't have a chance of being the biggest, baddest guild in the game is when you quit. That's the only time you no longer have a shot to be the best in this type of game. If you keep playing, if you keep working towards things, if you keep forging alliances, you keep working on your guild, you can get there because you can knock down other nodes. You can work with other guilds to knock down other nodes. You can work to knock down groups that are giving you a bigger, tougher time. You can find ways to work together. So just because somebody's on top at one point doesn't mean they're up there forever. Like at some point, things change, and that's why we have a whole Phoenix for Ashes of Creation. We have we have the rebirth, we have the rise and the fall of different civilizations that are going to happen, and that's the best part, in my opinion, about this game. It'll keep being renewed.
Yes, well said. Somebody said they're going to be 50 soon. I lost the comment, but someone just said they're going to be 50 soon. Well, that's good. You'll probably, when's senior discount? 60. You'll probably have it when Ashes of Creation come out. Yeah, so that there's good news there.
It's pretty nice.
I guess we can call it there. There's a lot of good talks, and I think we still have some left over. Depends on what country you're in. What videos do you have planned this week, else? We need a video. It's been a while.
I know, man. Guys, I'm really trying to do more videos. My wife and I are in the middle of house hunting. I have like 4 or 5 different videos I want to do, and I'm trying to get time to do it. So hopefully I have some time tomorrow. We're not looking at houses tomorrow in our free time, so we'll see.
Nice.
We'll see. I would love to make a commitment and say I have something coming out, but I just don't. I can't right now, so it sucks.
Fox had said Elsa and Nice are almost 50 to be fair. That's true. That's true.
Yep. Tomorrow I'll be fit.
Let's see. I guess we'll get ready to rate out. Anyone live?
Let's go take a peek.
You got us all beat?
I'm seeing nobody.
Okay.
Let me take a peek at the
Node politics. I don't see a Discord. Oh yeah, so here, let me get that for you. I will
just
paste
me
it in
here.
both chats really quick. Let's see. Here we go. I have it on my phone. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier, but yeah, that way you can share a lot of various topics, and then we can pull it into our official chat to be put on the agenda, if you will.
Yeah, we made it so we could show you guys in advance if you guys want to keep up to date with what we're talking about and everything. It's there. If you guys want to continue the conversation, it's there for that too. So if there's other topics that happen during the week where something happens and Voices of Verra is 5 days away and you want to talk to somebody, there's people in the Discord that love to talk ashes. So that's why it's there.
Thanks, Viral. Appreciate that. So I got that, and I'll put it in the YouTube chat. I think it's in my YouTube descriptions, but just in case, we'll do that.
Yeah, I'll put it in mine as well.
So we really encourage you guys to join the Discord. It's just I know my personal Discord for sure is in my description, but we have our personal Discords. But for more ashes centric things, we do have the Voices of Verra Discord. So definitely be sure to join that one. We'll try to get those numbers up. I actually posted it in the official Ashes of Creation Discord today and under community links or something like that. But yeah. And you said there's really no one to raid, huh? Let's see.
Nope, it's me and you. It's me and you.
I'll
right
raid
now.
you.
Nope.
Oh, Redbeard's live. I'll raid over to him. He's doing some Dragon Age Returns. I need to figure out what that is. I bet that's a super old MMO. At least I haven't heard about it. I'll raid Redbeard. We're gonna raid over to Redbeard. He does Redbeard. He does a lot of MMO content. He's like super old school MMO. He covers Ashes occasionally too. Yes, GG's you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and raid over. Everyone on YouTube, thank you so much. Thank you for everyone liking the stream, subscribing, all the follows, subs on Twitch. Appreciate you guys. All the good talking points. You guys are freaking awesome. I say this every week, and I'm gonna say it again. We could not do this without you, the Voices of Verra. Thank you guys so much, and we are going to raid and show Redbeard some love. Thank you guys.
See ya.